Hey everybody, it's Amber, and I have a tutorial to share with you today. I've been meaning to get this tutorial done, and it's the simplest, most easiest thing ever. So it's the page construction of the pocket pages in this album that I made. And I made this album using the Vintage Collector stack by DCWV. And each page, I have 6 pages in here, each page is a pocket page. So I used a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock for each page, and it's so simple. And it has a pocket here where you can put tags in, and then each page is actually a huge pocket that you can put a photo mat in. And then it goes into a binding system with either the Stack the Deck binding or the Hidden Hinge binding. So it's really, really easy, and I made this one a 6-page album. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Super simple. All you're going to need is a paper trimmer, and if you have a scoreboard, you're going to need that. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can use your paper trimmer to score and just use your bone folder. But if you have a scoreboard, that's a bonus, so that's good. And then you're going to need some adhesive, and you're also going to need a little bit of wet adhesive too. I mean, you don't have to have this, but I'll show you why you should have a little bit of wet adhesive as well. So then you're also going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, of course, and then you're going to need some design paper. And I'll tell you the measurements on this in just a second. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is your paper trimmer. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your 8.5 by 11 cardstock in here on the 8.5-inch side, and you're going to cut it down to 6 1/4, because let me add that my pages are 6 1/4 by 5 1/4 because I wanted to be able to mat my pages using a 6x6 paper pad. So that's really handy for this, and that's why I made the measurements that way. So like I said, take your paper and cut it down to 6 1/4. And you're going to need this, so save it. So put this aside. Then take this piece of paper that we have cut off, and you're going to put it in on the 11-inch side and cut it at 7 1/4. So cut that at 7 1/4. Make sure I got it in there. Okay, so this is the only piece you have left, and you can actually make a tag out of this if you want. So we're going to be done with our paper trimmer for now, and next you're going to need your scoreboard. Super simple. Stick the big piece that you have here left, put it in on the 11-inch side, and you're going to make 2 score marks on it. 2 score lines. The first score line, let me zoom in here. The first score line is going to be at 5 1/4. And the second score line is going to be at 10 1/2. Okay, so that's all the scoring for that one, so put it aside. Next, take your little strip, and let me add that this right here is 2 1/4 inches. And then it's 2 1/4 by, we cut it at 7 1/4, so it's 2 1/4 by 7 1/4. So you're going to put it in at the 7 1/4 side, and you're going to score it 1/2 inch on each side. So I think the easiest thing to do is to just, because we're at 7 1/4, so you're just going to score at 6 3/4, and then just flip it around because it's easier, and score it again at 6 3/4. So now you've got 2 1/2-inch score marks. Okay, so we're done with our scoring board, and we're ready to do our pocket page. So you're going to take your page and you're going to score it on the score lines, or you're going to fold it on the score lines. So first I'm going to score it here, burnish it down with my bone folder. Okay, so here's your flap where you just folded it down, and then here's your little flap here on your score lines. You can burnish that. So I like to glue this down on the outside, because if you glue it on the inside like this, it will obstruct any, it might obstruct stuff that you put in the pocket. So that's why I like to put on the outside, because you're going to be matting this page anyway and that will disappear. So let me go ahead and glue that flap down. Let me get these, burnish my score lines a little better. Okay, so you are going to be putting adhesive right here. So I like to use my ATG gun on this. You can be generous with it. So it's just as simple as this, you guys. Just get that, glue it down, and there you go. So here we go, we've got our pocket. So then you're gonna take this piece here that you cut. Sorry about the shadow, I'm trying to fix it with my light here. You're gonna take this and you're gonna score, or just fold it on the score lines. And this right here is gonna become your pocket right here. But before I put the pocket down, I like to mat my page. So let's put this aside and get out your design cardstock. So I'm using paper from the Public Library Paper by October Afternoon. You're going to need 2 pieces of design paper that measure 5 by 6, okay? Because that's gonna mat your pocket perfectly with a little bit of a border. So I think I'm gonna use this one for, okay, so I'm gonna find, this is where I glued the flap down. This is gonna be the back of my pocket. So this is gonna be the front where I put my little pocket here. So I'm gonna mat this one first. So let's go ahead and mat this page. So let's put this down now. Sorry if it's not perfectly straight, you guys. It's kind of hard to do this on video. Okay, so we've got our mat on there, and burnish it with my bone folder. And now it's time to go ahead and add our pocket. So we're gonna add it right here. So I need to put adhesive on these flaps. So same thing, I'm gonna use my ATG gun and put adhesive on both of those. So once you fold these in like this, this is gonna measure the length that your pocket measures. So you'll be able to line it up perfectly. Okay, so that's down. And we've got our pocket attached, but you've got this little, so you know, there's a hole down here still. So this is where the wet glue comes in. And the reason you use wet glue on the bottom of your pocket is so when you put your tags in, they don't get stuck. Because if you use ATG tape, they will get stuck, but this is clear and dry. So you're just gonna put a small bead of glue right there. I like to wait for a second, let it get a little bit tacky, and then seal it on down. There you go, you might get a little bit messy, but that's okay. So now you've got your pocket glued on there, and then you're just gonna mat it with this little mat here. And so this measures 2 by 6. You're just gonna stick it right there. So let's do that next. So let's put this on here and just line it up with this design cardstock here, and you'll be good to go because it's 6 inches. Just make sure your bottom and your top border are even, and there you go. So there's your pocket on the front of your little pocket page. So now all that's left to do is mat the back. So I've chosen this paper for that. All right. Let's see if we can get this on here evenly. It's not completely even because I'm trying to work around the camera here. So, okay, so here's our cute little pocket page, and I made another one right here. So these are ready to be put into an album. So it would be like this. So you'd put it, here's your binding right here, and you'd stick it on your binding, and your pages would turn like this. And then you can use these leftover pieces and make tags out of them. to stick in here. This is from my other page that I made earlier. And you can put tags in there. So see how they are? So we've just created, let's zoom out. We've just created this page. So with your binding, you would stick this in like this, and it would become one of your pages. So I hope you guys, I hope that was clear instructions, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.